Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and local organizations are coming together to make sure everyone has a full plate. Grace Bradley takes us to Brewer to see how.
Demand is always high, but it's the highest it's ever been.
Since starting Solidarity Harvest 23 years ago, Food and Medicine Director Jack McKay says what began by packing 135 Thanksgiving boxes has grown by over 1,000%.
The way it works is like this. First, local organizations donate money, which purchases the produce sourced from local farmers. Then they're packed by volunteers, along with turkeys, breads, and fruits to be shipped off to families in need across Maine.
Since the beginning, when we started, we didn't want to see small farmers losing their jobs also, because this was really about layoffs. There was a decision early on, is we want this money that we've raised to go to local farms, to local food producers, so that they can be resilient, because a society that can grow its own food is a good thing.
Freedom farmer Prentice Grassi has been providing 5,000 to 6,000 pounds of vegetables to Solidarity Harvest annually for the past 16 years.
That's just been a priority for the Solidarity Harvest, that they purchase the produce from area farmers at fair market value. So it's been a good account for us over the years. But we really believe, like food and medicine, that farmers and farming can be really a part of a solution, improving the lives of working class people in this region.
A neat part of Solidarity Harvest is all the different people who volunteer. We get church groups and union locals and Boy Scouts and all sorts of different people.
There's a couple tiny ones in the bottom. The Maine State Nurses Association has been working with the Solidarity Harvest since the beginning. That's the core of nursing, is being compassionate and caring, and that's what our union does as well. It helps support our community in ways outside of the walls of the hospital.
Support, McKay says, that's needed more than ever.
This has been our most trying. We're giving 207 to federal workers who are furloughed. Baileyville is doing a layoff down in Washington County, and that's 161 baskets. And there's been groups that we have given 2 baskets in the past, and we're not able to this year.
All these people coming out from these different organizations, what does that say?
It says that people are good. People are fundamentally good, and they like to be kind and generous. And given the opportunity to do so, they will.
Grace Bradley, WABI News, Brewer.